Hi, I'm Emmanuel and welcome to my playthrough of Dungeons & Dragons: The Legend of Drizzt, the board game. We continue our adventure with Wulfgar and Regis. We are in trouble. Their hit points are really, really low. But let's get started. We'll start with Regis. We'll start with Wulfgar, and Wulfgar will use his Rampage ability, attack one adjacent monster, then attack one adjacent monster. So let's start. He will attack the Hypnotic Spirit first, and he rolled 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. That is enough to hit the Hypnotic Spirit, so that one goes away into our experience pile. And then he attacks the Goblin Cutter. 9 plus 5 is 14, which is enough to hit the Goblin Cutter. The Goblin Cutter is gone. That goes into our experience pile, and he gets a treasure card. He still has a move left. And Bolster. A few words of encouragement fortify your companion's resolve. Play immediately. Choose one hero, and that hero either gains 1 hit point or loses 1 condition. Let's go ahead and give a hit point to Regis. And let's also recall that because he has 4 or fewer hit points, he was doing +1 damage on the die roll here. So he's going to move to this edge over here. We will go to the stack and draw the next tile. We have a black triangle. We will have an encounter, but let's see the monster that he draws. And it's a stalagmite. It says, the looming shape ahead turns out to be nothing but a cave formation. Do not place a monster, but discard after using. That is a lucky draw. And let's look at the encounter. We have tons of experience that we can bounce this if we don't like it. This is the Mark of Loath. We're bouncing it. We can't afford to lose any more hit points, so we're bouncing it, and we have to pay 5 experience to bounce it. So let's see here. We're going to use 4 experience from Deneen and 1 experience from the Goblin Cutter. And this goes back into the discard. And Regis' turn is over. That was better than I thought. I said Regis, I meant Wulfgar. Now it's Regis' turn. And Regis has a movement of 6. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to move 4 spaces and stop over here. And then explore the tile. It is the Dark Chasm. This is the tile we are looking for. The bridge over the gorge stands before you, but you're too late. The dragon is here. You must slay Shimmergloom to survive. Only then can Bruenor Battlehammer rightfully claim his inheritance as the 8th king of Mithril Hall. Let's go to the guidebook, and it says, when a hero reveals the Dark Chasm tile, do the following. Place the rocky lair next to the closest unexplored edge of the Dark Chasm tile. So let's go ahead and do that. And we will put that one right here like so. Is it in shot? Next, it says, instead of drawing a monster card for the tile, the active player takes the Shimmergloom villain card and places the Shimmergloom figure on the large stone depicted on the rocky lair tile. As a villain, Shimmergloom acts at the start of each player's villain phase. So here is Shimmergloom, the dragon. His wings kind of are all the way up. But anyways, he goes right here on this tile. Let's have a look at Shimmergloom. Shimmergloom, Shadow Dragon. Shimmergloom destroyed an entire army of dwarves when he first captured Mithril Hall. And yes, of course, that means that he destroyed an army, and so 2 little heroes are going to defeat him. That makes perfect sense. His armor class is 15. He's got 12 hit points. He activates at the start of each villain phase. If Shimmergloom is on a tile with 2 or more heroes, he attacks each hero on that tile with a blast of Dragon's Breath. And if Shimmergloom is within 1 tile of a hero, he moves to the closest hero tiles and attacks that hero with a flurry of claws. Otherwise, Shimmergloom moves 1 tile towards the closest hero. Shimmergloom can only be attacked by heroes on his tile. All right, that is good to know. Let's put the Shimmergloom, we'll put that over there. He has 12 hit points, so let's go ahead and put his hit points up here. Much like the heroes, I like to keep track of the hit points on the card. And now we begin the villain phase. If a villain is in play, the villain activates, and then activate each monster and trap you control in turn in the order you drew them. So let's go. The villain, so Shimmer Gloom. He is not within a tile of a hero. Therefore, otherwise, he moves one tile towards the closest hero, so he moves over here. Next, the Goblin Cutter moves, and he will also move one tile towards the character with the fewest hit points, and he is there. Moving on to Wolfgar. Wolfgar has a movement of 7. He's going to go and attack the dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he is on the dragon's tile. It is a condition that you must be on the same tile. And he's going to be attacking with Aegis Fang. Normally I would use this one for 2 attacks, but Aegis Fang, if you are adjacent to the monster, he will get a +4 bonus. Therefore, he gets a +9 attack on this die. He also has 4 or less hit points, therefore he does 1 extra damage. So let's go ahead. He needs to hit armor class 15. He rolls 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. He hits, he does 2 damage on Shimmer Gloom. Let's remove those 2 right there. That is awesome. He ended his turn not on the edge of a tile. There is no exploration, therefore we must draw an encounter. How much experience do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 experience. So we can still bounce the encounter card if we don't like it. So what does Wolfgar get? He gets the Mark of Loath. That does 1 guaranteed damage on him. Let's bounce it. Let's bounce it. We're going to get rid of it and we'll pay 5 experience. 2, 3, 4, 5. These get discarded. And now Shimmer Gloom activates. If Shimmer Gloom is on a tile with 2 or more heroes, he is not. If Shimmer Gloom is within 1 tile of a hero, he moves to the closest hero's tile and attacks that hero with a Flurry of Claws. Well, he's already on the same tile as the hero, so Flurry of Claws is a +8 attack. 7 plus 8 is 15. That is enough to hit Wolfgar. And it says 1 damage and place the hero 1 tile away from Shimmer Gloom. So he takes 1 damage and he gets pushed back. Let's put him over here. The play moves over to Regis. Let me think about what I want to do with Regis and I'll come right back. We got to go for it. Regis, he's a small halfling, but he's going to go for it. So let's make some space here for what I have planned here. There we go. We're still in shot. He has a movement of 6. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 onto the edge of the tile. And he's going to do finish off, attack 1 adjacent monster. He has a +8 attack against the dragon, who has an armor class of 15. 11 plus 8 is enough to hit. He does 2 damage, and hit or miss, he does 2 damage as well. And then flip this card over. So that's 4 damage on the dragon. Mighty blow. He is down to 6 hit points. He is on the edge of a tile, however, so we do draw a tile and we draw a secret cave. Heroes on this tile do not draw encounter cards. Oh, that is very nice to know. We do get a monster, and Regis gets to pick 2. Either a Drow Duelist or a Drow Duelist. It looks like we are going to have a Drow Duelist show up on that tile. And here is the Drow Duelist. We haven't seen them yet. They have 2 swords, a really long sword in the front and a short sword on the offhand. And they go over here. The Drow Duelist has 16 armor class, 1 hit point, and you can look at the card here to see what he does. We'll deal with it when he activates. The dragon activates if Shimmer Gloom is on a tile with 2 heroes. He is not. If Shimmer Gloom is within 1 tile of a hero, he is. He moves to the closest hero's tile. He's already on it. And then he attacks with a flurry of claws. Let's make sure that this is in frame. And let's roll it. He gets a +8 attack. 10 + 8 is 18, and he hits Regis, and he does 1 damage. And he moves Regis 1 tile. Now, where do we want to move him? Well, let's split them up. Let's move Regis over to here. And then the Goblin Cutter activates. He just moves 1 tile. And then the Duelist says, if the Duelist is within 1 tile of a hero, he is not. Otherwise, the Drow Duelist moves 1 tile towards the closest hero. He will move onto this tile right here. Let's have one more turn before we call this quits. And Wolfgar's turn right now. Well, he's going to go for it. He's going to throw his flask of oil with the hopes that he's able to hit both of those guys. Is that what I want to do? No. That's not what I'm going to do. Wolfgar's just going to charge in. He is going to move right onto the tile over here. He is going to use Aegis Fang against Shimmer Gloom, the dragon. He gets a +4 bonus because he's adjacent, which makes it a +9. He rolls 12 + 9. That is a hit. And he does 1 + 1 damage because he has 4 or less hit points. That is 2 damage. And Shimmer Gloom now is down to 4 hit points. That is cool. We did not end on an edge, so we have an encounter that we have to draw. And we don't have enough experience to bounce it, so let's see what we get. We get an attack event. Dire Corby Flock. Your presence disturbs a nest of vicious bird folk. Attack each hero on your hero's tile. It's a +9 attack that does 2 damage, and on a miss, it does 1 damage. So we get a, let's see, bring that in here, 5. 5 + 9 is 14. That is a hit, and he takes 2 damage. That really sucks. He is down to 1 hit point. Shimmer Gloom activates. He is on a tile. He'll do a flurry of claws, a +8 attack, and that's 21. That does 1 damage. He is knocked out. He is knocked out. Then the Duelist. Nope, the Duelist is under the control of Regis over here. Therefore, now it's Regis. This is the final turn for today. Regis gets his turn. What will he do? Regis is going to use his Ruby Pendant to control the Drow Duelist. He will try to get the Drow Duelist to attack the dragon. He gets a +6 attack. 12 + 6 is 18. The Drow Duelist, and he has a 16 armor class. That works. The Drow Duelist attacks. It says here, on a hit, you can move the monster up to 1 tile and then deal 1 damage to any monster on that monster's tile. He will deal 1 damage to Shimmer Gloom. Regis is on the edge of the tile, so we get to explore another tile. It will have an event. But let's have a look at his monster. He gets to choose one of these 2 cards. Either a Hunting Drake or a Spider Swarm. He will choose the Spider Swarm. This goes back to the bottom of the deck. He gets a Spider Swarm. Let's put this one over here. And they look like this. A swarm of teeny tiny little spiders. They appear right over here. I always put them, by the way, on the mushrooms. That's what the recommendation is when they appear. So let's go ahead and activate the Drake. The dragon. Shimmer Gloom activates at the start of each villain phase. If he's within a tile with 2 heroes, he is not. If he is within a tile of 1 hero, he is. He moves to the closest hero's tile. We'll put him over here. And he attacks with the claws, which is a +8 attack. 14 + 8 is 22. He hits, and he does 1 damage to Regis, and he pushes him back 1 tile. So let's have him right over there on this tile over here. Let's keep them on the edge of these tiles. The Goblin Cutter activates next. He just moves over here. The Duelist activates next. He just moves over here. And the Rat Swarm says if the Rat Swarm is on a tile with a poisoned hero, nope. If the Spider Swarm, I keep saying Rat Swarm. If the Spider Swarm is within one tile of a hero, it is not. Otherwise, it moves one tile to the closest hero. So it moves over to this one over here. Will we survive? Well, you'll have to come back tomorrow for the conclusion of this series. We're going to go all the way to the end, win or lose. So come back tomorrow to find out how we're going to end this adventure. If you're enjoying this playthrough, I appreciate your thumbs up. And if you haven't already, click on my logo over here to subscribe. Here is a video that might be of interest to you, as well as a playlist of other playthroughs on my channel. Until tomorrow for the finale, thanks for watching.